Good. We have Karuna Karan, friends, Karuna Karan.
Good evening, my friends. My name is Karuna Karan, and today I speak about friends. 2 decades ago, 2001, I left my job and became self-employed. Started my own business. I was working from home, single-handedly was closing international deals, making a lot of money. Honestly, business was very slow. I was a fresh business person. Deals were slow to get by. I had a lot of time on hand. And I would go to the nearby public library to spend my free time. During one such visit, I got to meet a graphic designer. His name was Manish. Like me, he also had a lot of free time on lazy afternoons. And we started to bump into each other in this library on and off. And then soon we started meeting up for coffee. And then we also met a few times for dinner, along with my girlfriend and his wife. And then a couple of years later, 2003, when I got married to the same girlfriend, Manish and his wife were there to bless us. And we continued to meet on and off. And then in 2005, 2006, he left the place where we live in, and he moved across to the other side of Hong Kong, which is about an hour, 2 hours by public transport. And by then, my business had actually started closing international deals, and I was making a good amount of money. And I was busy. Family was grown. We had a newborn baby, and meeting Manish was not happening. But twice or thrice a year, every year, we would call each other. And interestingly, we would have very long calls. Every call would be like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. We both enjoyed talking to each other. And this continued. And at the end of every call, we would say, hey, we got to meet up and let's plan out, to meet up soon. But we never met. And then in 2015, just after Chinese New Year, I got a call, this time from Manish's wife. Apparently, Manish had been diagnosed with cancer, and it was a late-stage cancer. And Manish wanted to meet his close friends and had asked for me. And I immediately drove down to his house. And for the next few months, me and my wife, we spent a lot of time with Manish. And a few months later, maybe late autumn to 2015, Manish passed away and became one with the infinite. I then paused. It was a very sudden event. I contemplated, what's this? It's a very subtle relationship, but it's a very powerful relationship. This relationship we call as friends. We don't really understand the subtleness and the power with which the relationships of a friend is. Where do we draw a line between an acquaintance, and when does that acquaintance become a friend? We really struggle. We don't know. Many times we don't care. So that moment I paused and I re-looked. I looked at my whole life. The friends have collected, random strangers, many of them who became very close friends. And I found a common factor among these friends. It was a comfort that I felt in their presence. I was safe. I could be myself, and I sensed this comfort is what defines a person as a friend. And at this moment of my talk, I want all of you to pause. I want you all to pause. Close your eyes. Think of the people you feel this comfort with, the safeness with, people you feel safe to be with. Maybe you met them today, or maybe you not met them for many, many years. Pause. Take the time. Think of these friends. Send them a big hi, and let the infinite take this hi to them. And maybe reach out to them later after this meeting or in the next few weeks. Thank you. This is my talk about friends that I wanted to share with you.
Thank you. Contestant number 2, Bharat Nangia, with Journey Within, Bharat Nangia. Are you ready?
Last week, I was at my friend's waterfront house in Saikung. Mother Nature was in its full glory. Fellow Toastmasters, everyone was spellbound. As I was standing on the edge of the porch, I could just let the gentle breeze kiss my cheeks. Gradually, my eyes closed and I started a journey within. I remember few years back, I was on a picnic on a Plover Dam. The moment is still captured in my memory. I was driving a bicycle on the dam with a similar gentle breeze kissing all around. My wife sitting on the crossbar of the cycle. Suddenly, I am also tense. She did not come with me today. Is she all right? I am missing her. All this beauty, all this calm sea is not able to calm me down. My friend Karuna, he comes to me. Bharat, is everything all right? You are looking so white. You're looking so pale. Karuna, I'm feeling sad. My wife could not come. Maybe she is not well. Well, can you do something? Oh yes, before I came, I called her. She was sleeping and now she's fine. But I can't stop thinking of her. Hey man, such lovely friends here. Why do you go back to your wife now? She's all right. Don't worry. Despite Karuna's calm voice, his hand of friendship, I could not calm myself down. The whole evening, I was troubled. While going back, Karuna came to me and said, I saw you were disturbed. You need to meditate. You need to have a journey within yourself. Now I'm wondering, what is this? I come back home, Google it out and find, luckily for me, there is a meditation center on the South Lantau with beautiful natural settings. Pack my bags, got lucky, make a booking and reached there. Here I am in the camp, a little scared. I am being told, Bharat, you have to stay calm. You have to just have noble silence. What does noble silence mean? Fellow Toastmasters, imagine you are told to stop speaking. Not only stop speaking, no eye contact, no gestures, no written words, no mobile devices. A person like me, full of energy, always on the phone, is shattered. Still, I will give it a try. I sat there in the meditation hall with a calming aura for 10 hours a day. We are told, just observe your breath. Have a journey within. As the days pass, we don't know. We are not able to observe. We go back to our childhood. We go back to our dreams. The mind is full of clutter. I'm imagining my next vacation on the sea cruise with my wife, standing like a Titanic. How do I come back? How do I observe? I am shattered. With persistence, I stand there, stop there, and take the full 9 days with all those thoughts going in. Finally, I listened to the discourse on the last day, and immediately it resonated with me. We have to observe. That means we have to look within. We have to observe that everything is going in a different speed. Sometimes the breath is fast, slow, and so others. If we stay in that moment, we can observe that. We can observe that happiness which sitting on the cradle my wife brings to me. We can observe that sorrow which we face when we lost our friend. But at the same time, we are in the present, enjoying that moment. We cannot go back in time. We cannot run in future. We need to stay here. With this, I am very comfortable. I come back and thinking that every time I need to stay in present, do I need to go back to the camp? No. The answer was within me. Close your eyes, calm yourself, observe your breath, and you will be back in the moment. My friends, past is history, future is a mystery, present is a gift. Let us all enjoy this gift. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Yes.
Thank you. Contestant number 3, Eddy Wong, My Journey, Eddy Wong.
Have you ever have stage fright? Well, I have. Have you ever have to do an important presentation to a whole entire company, but your mind goes blank? I have. Have you ever prepared for a speech and you were tongue-tied and you had nothing to say? Well, I have. This is my journey to be a Toastmaster. Having grown up in New York, a lot of us have tough skin. Talking to people was never a problem. But presenting to 300 people in front of your company is something entirely different, right? So this experience has shown me a side of myself that I never experienced before. I was embarrassed, I was shocked, and I was scared. This experience has shown me that it's an unforgettable event for me. After my nightmare, I spoken to one of my mentors, and she told me, learn from this. Do something to improve yourself and practice so that you could get better. Her recommendation is to join Toastmaster. Well, at the time, I'd gone to a few meetings. I did a few table topics, but I wasn't open-minded enough to learn from others and learn from Toastmaster. I didn't spend enough time with Toastmaster to learn what's it all about. So from there, life goes on. Moving forward, 8 years into Hong Kong. I was recruited by a company, moving from Macau to Hong Kong. I opened up a company to help investors, and I was reading and listening to books, absorbing everything in front of me, learning about topics about speaking and selling yourself. So I went to a tech meeting. A pushy fella came into the meeting and asked to speak about Toastmaster. Well, he basically asked for time that nobody ever gave him. So he came on and started pushing and telling people about Toastmaster. So during his time to talk, he said, hey guys, I have a meeting right after this. why didn't you join? You could join this meeting and you could learn about Toastmaster. Well, at the time, I was reading a lot of books. So I figured, you know what? It might be something different from Macau. So I can learn a little bit more at this time. I might be a little bit more open-minded because of all the books I'm reading. So I went to the meeting. And during the meeting, I was delighted. I felt that in the Toastmaster meeting, it provided me an opportunity to practice. Since I'm learning how to speak better, I'm learning how to communicate better, I could actually utilize Toastmaster. Well, then after the meeting, I met a very experienced Toastmaster who communicated to me that we needed some help. Well, I asked myself, what could I do? I know nothing about Toastmaster. Well, these two very enthusiastic Toastmasters said, we have a mission on hand. We're going to charter a club called Founders. We need somebody to run it. I go, what could I do? I know nothing about Toastmaster. Well, these guys said, don't worry about it. I could help you along and we could do everything together. Well, these guys were true to their story. They have an entrepreneur attitude and they are very, very hardworking. So they push on, and after a year, we set up this club called Founders Toastmaster. Well, with this Toastmaster, about a year into it, right? We got this Toastmaster together, Founders Toastmaster together, and we have a good group of professionals learning from each other and experiencing and learning from each other and talking about different experience that they have. So this is a very, very helpful club that we all provide each other experience about our professional life. From this club, we could learn about everything from getting free money from the government. And then in the near future, learn about setting up a podcast, which Choy actually have. And then Bharat also want to set up learning about setting up a YouTube channel. So all this is revenue generating product that we can actually set up within Founders. So it's very, very intriguing for us. But life is very strange. You have to be open-minded to opportunities. Without being open-minded, you can't take on these learning opportunities that is presented in front of you. From being fearful, stage fright, and not being open-minded, from that, I turned into a person that could be open-minded and try something new. So I encourage all of you to take life and be open-minded to learn something new and challenge yourself. This is my journey to be a Toastmaster. Thank you.
Excellent. Are you ready?
Yes, MC, thank you very much.
Great. We have Choy Yiu Chan, awkward moments as Dutch Chinese, awkward moments as Dutch Chinese, Choy Yiu Chan.
Good evening, distinguished Toastmasters, and guests. What I'm going to tell you tonight is inside information. Not that it is top secret, but only a few know about this. Why? That's because Chinese people went abroad, but they went to the United States mostly, or to Canada, the UK, Australia. Only a few went to the Netherlands, the country of the windmills and tulips. Among those Chinese are also my parents, one from Hong Kong and one from China. Of all the countries they could choose, they chose the Netherlands. So I was born there and I grew up in a Dutch village with 9,000 inhabitants, 3 primary schools, 2 supermarkets, and it is also a beach town. Wait, don't have these Thai beaches in your mind just now, because remember, it is the Netherlands. Only about 7 days a year, it is proper summer there. For the rest of the year, it's mostly windy, dark, early in the evening, and late in the morning during winter, and autumn months. So if you arrive freshly from Hong Kong, you really wonder, where is everyone? Did I just land in an apocalypse movie? So this Dutch village where I was born is called Hoek van Holland. It literally means the corner of the Netherlands. If you ever want to visit there, directions are very easy. You take Rotterdam, it's one of the bigger cities there. You go into the direction of the sea. And right before you drop in this big gray sea, you stop and you get out. Well, that's the village. And in the middle of that village is a Chinese restaurant from my family, as you can see in my background picture. Having a Chinese restaurant in this village selling Chinese food, awkward. So growing up as a kid, it is very confusing because you don't really know who is more weird. Is it your parents or are those the Dutch people weird? For example, do you eat food with cutlery or with chopsticks? And also, our food contains animal bones or other animal parts that, the Dutch would not even look at. And then also the way we look, my hair, my skin, and also the Dutch people would remind me how my eyes would look like. So a situation where cultures were also clashing is when it comes down to wearing shoes in the house. Yes, that's right. Dutch people walk with their shoes in the house. And they mostly do that until the moment they go to bed because they shower in the morning. Someone gave me the explanation that it is necessary because if there's an emergency in the middle of the night, you can find your shoes very quickly. Okay, this explanation never really satisfied me. Nevertheless, I grew up in a Chinese family. So there was always this awkward moments when visitors would come at the door and have to tell them they have to take their shoes off. Especially uncomfortable was when you open the door, it's a big repairman with big boxes of tools coming to repair your boiler in the attic, and you have to tell him to take his shoes off. Very awkward. Other examples are if my Chinese parents would talk to me loudly in Chinese and where my Dutch classmates would look at me like they have never heard that language before. Or you would bump into them in the restaurant because, as a kid, you find a lot of things embarrassing. So bumping into your classmates and parents in the restaurant is awkward. But there were also situations that I would feel very embarrassed for the Dutch. And one of those examples is during an annual holiday, and it's called Sinterklaas. It's quite comparable with Santa Claus, but it is earlier on. It's on 5 December. And the old man arrives per boat with his white horse, and he has helpers. The idea is the same. If you have been a good kid, you get a present in your shoe. Doesn't really fit, but the Dutch would make it work. And instead of cookies, you would put a carrot in there for the horse. Well, my parents were not always cooperating because they were not really aware that they had to pretend that the horse came and take the carrot out. So next morning, I would always find the dried carrot back in my shoe. But I knew already that it wasn't real. And it is because this Sinterklaas has helpers. And these helpers have black painted faces with big red lips, and they would we also act really silly. So the first time me and my brother, also on the picture, at kindergarten were confronted with this Black Pete, we were crying, like it was so scary. So my mother immediately tried to calm us down, saying, hey, this is all fake. It's just a dress up. It is the teacher from the next class, actually. So from then on, I knew it was not real, unlike the other Dutch kids in my class. But I have to honestly say, I felt embarrassed because it was clearly hurtful for some other, groups in the Dutch society. Fast forwarding to 20 years later, and the country is still divided about this phenomenon. is Black Pete hurtful enough to stop the tradition or to continue? Luckily, more and more people see that it is indeed hurtful. So you see Rainbow Pete and Black Smoke Pete. So a lot of awkward moments as growing up as a Dutch Chinese, and many times that I would hope that the earth would just open up and swallow me. But later on, I understand that it's actually a privilege to grow up between cultures. Because unlike the authentic Dutch people, I know that Black Pete, for example, is very hurtful. So I don't need to completely identify with another group to be able to relate to them. So it makes me able to connect with people better. So yeah, and I think many people, many of you also have this experience. So this is the cherry on the cake. And yeah, at the end, we can all connect better with each other. Thank you.
And while we are waiting for the results, may I invite all the contestants to turn on your camera for our interview session, please. And Zoom Master, can you please spotlight all our contestants?
Okay, let me just spotlight them. Sorry.
Thank you.
Just trying to add spotlight.
We've got contestant number 4, Choy Yiu Chan, and we have Karuna Karan, Eddy Wong, and Bharat Nangia. Everyone's here. Welcome. You can unmute yourself.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey.
So we know you're all from the Founders Club, and let's start with contestant number 1, Karuna Karan. Can you tell me what inspired you to create your speech today?
I spent the weekend with Bharat, and he took me to a wonderful place. I met some very new friends, very warm people, and somehow it clicked me. There's friends, and so I started writing on friends. Yeah. Thanks, Bharat.
Wonderful, thank you. And let's go to Eddy Wong.
Yes. Yes.
Hi.
Yes, a pushy fella inspired me. So, and then the very enthusiastic Toastmasters. Experienced and pushy. These guys got me to write this speech.
Very good. Always inspiring. And I want to ask a different question to Choy Yiu Chan. Tell us what's your most memorable Toastmasters moment?
There are many, so that's hard to say. Yeah, it's been, I think every moment with the Toastmaster is awesome. So yeah, these group of crazy people, I can really relate to them. So
definitely, everything is better with a group of crazy people. Yes, thank you. And let's go over to Mr. Bharat Nangia. If you had a magic wand, what is one thing you would change in the world?
Can you repeat, please? Can't hear you.
If you had a magic wand, what is one thing that you would change in the world today?
I will trash the magic wand. Stay in the present. That was my message. I will always stay in the present. I don't want a magic wand.
Very good. Very powerful message. Thank you. And let's go back to Mr. Eddy Wong. What inspired you to join Toastmasters?
Well, during my speech, I was reading a lot of books and listening to a lot of books. So what's a better place to practice, right? To learn about speaking and to utilize the skills that you just learned from reading books. So, and then on top of that, you got good people to teach you these skill sets. You got people to help you with these speeches. You got people to help you along the way to kind of prepare for things. So, it does provide a lot of value to your own personal life. So that's one of the reasons.
Amazing, amazing. And going off the back of that, Karuna Karan, what's the greatest learning you've had in Toastmasters?
You're asking me?
Karuna Karan.
Okay, we've got good mentors, Ajay, Cohen, they give very good feedbacks. I really didn't understand Toastmasters when I joined. Bharat was pushing me to join Toastmasters, and I was looking. I was totally bored after COVID, and I wanted to meet people. So I just joined Toastmaster, just to meet people. I thought it's a good way to meet people. And interestingly, Bharat is an amazing guy. He's got it's a diverse group of people. It's not like people just from Tung Chung here. You got Eddie from New York. You got Choy from Amsterdam. You have Mary's from, Caribbean. And I don't know how he does it, but he done it. And and I learned these Korean especially, they give very good feedbacks. And my speeches, I learned that, I have to write my speech. I have to have a starting, introduction, content, and a conclusion, a transition. Simple things. And they give very good feedbacks, and I like it. It's very genuine, warm people.
Wonderful. Yeah, you said it there. Feedback is amazing, and the mentors are amazing. You're so right. And Choy Yiu Chan, obviously you've written an international speech for a contest. Could you give us your top tip for writing an international speech for a contest?
Yeah, I would say practice, but I'm not living up to my own standard yet. So yeah, I'll just do it maybe. Yeah, that I'm living up to that one. So let's stick to that one.
Just do it. I like it.
Jump.
Just jump. Bharat Nangia, obviously everyone knows you're a man that wears many, many hats in Toastmasters. What's one piece of advice you would give someone who is sitting on the fence with Toastmasters and they want to join? What would you say to that person?
Toastmasters is not about leadership, not about communication. It is a part of your life. Don't stay on the sides. Come in. There is many things you will really make a big difference in your life. Leadership and communication skills may be one part of it, but as a human, you improve yourself and you learn to enjoy and work with people.
Very true. Very true. There's so much to take away. And anyone who wants to answer, was it something that you specifically wanted to learn and something that you got in Toastmasters?
Well, as Karuna said, we made a lot of friends. This speech was inspired by Karuna only. He was with me last Sunday on that porch, and it was a wonderful natural settings which we were in.
Amazing. So you met in Toastmasters, right?
Oh no, I know him from before. So I was the one who pulled him in, but I know him from before. But wonderful. We were in those hills and mountains this last Sunday.
Wonderful. And anyone, do you have a future goal that you personally want to aim for in your next year with Toastmasters?
I have many goals. I'm going to be a DTM for sure. That is one. I want to go at least to area or district for at least one, although my preparation was not so good. I tried a lot, and maybe there was too much clutter. Need to remove the clutter. I did 3 days continuously the same speech in different clubs, and every day I'm changing. So I have to freeze my speech at least 15 days before, if I want to go further.
So prepare your speech 15 days before.
Yes, and don't change after that.
I think I stick with Choy. Practice. Not enough practice.
But also, I am not able to freeze the content. So how to practice? That is the challenge.
That sounds like a really nice personal goal. You obviously had enough time to figure out what you want, which is amazing. And tell me, how did you feel? You just did your first international contest.
Relief.
I'm worried about my red slides that I was out of time. So
I'm worried that I may not be in time.
Oh yeah. Your green slide didn't show up indeed.
Yeah.
But you have to be 4.5 minutes. So
I think it should be.
It is a relief for you. It is a relief for everyone. I was also relieved.
I forgot
No
part of
matter
my
it is the
speech.
first contest.
But you still have to continue. You still
Oh,
have
yes.
2 more parts.
You still have 2 more parts.
But at least you're dancing, Eddie, so that's good.
Well, Cohen asked me to stand up, so I'm standing up the whole meeting.
Yeah, I didn't figure out that one yet, how to stand up with the camera and everything.
I don't have a chair today.
Ah,
That's why I'm standing.
and
I would love
dancing.
to sit.
Choy, I have a moving table, so I can remove the chair, take the table up, and bring it down.
Mm.
Who here has done a live contest and is now doing it on Zoom and wants to share their experience with that?
My last contest was also on Zoom, no? No, it was in person, yes. The in person is more, I mean, we should have had a in person, but because of logistic reasons, we didn't. But the area contest is going to be in person only.
How did
In
you-
person is much more, I mean, you are able to relate much more.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Anissa, can we ask you a question?
Of course, please.
So why did you join Toastmasters?
Well, I live in Chongqing with I think most of the people here, and I was in the same position. I took some time off to look after my kids, and what I found was that my confidence was really low because I wasn't spending time in a work setting, and I wasn't talking to people about anything, other than sleeping, nappies, and right. So I lost my confidence, and I thought, how can I get back in to meet people, a diverse group of people, and just practice speaking and just practice networking and getting back in that energy. And I found out that there was a local Toastmasters club, and I went for a meeting, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I just loved the setting. They were so professional. I loved how people encourage each other. I saw that everyone got up there, and it's not about being a perfect speaker. It's about getting out there, getting feedback, having encouragement, and really just putting yourself out there. And I loved it. And I think I came back home and I signed up straight away. And I even moved countries and came back to Toastmasters. So that's how I joined.
Oh, awesome. How long ago is that? And when did you start?
I was one of the first members, right? Bharat, we were one of the first members. So that would have been 2 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
Amazing also that you moved out and moved back. And yeah.
Yeah, I could say that I came back for Toastmasters Chongqing. I could say that.
Oh, yeah. And in the other country, did you join Toastmasters or try to or attend it or anything? Or?
Well, remember how Toastmasters transitioned to Zoom? So that's when we became a bit flexible with having the members, still join online. And I was just very lucky. So I still got to be in my club online. That was just luck.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you, Choy Yiu Chan? How long have you been with Toastmasters?
I think 5 months for now, 5 or 6 months. Yeah. Yeah. The first time I was at a meeting, I was really like, well, they really take it so seriously. It's like, they're so fanatic. I want to be part of this. That's what I actually mean with crazy. Like, you grab onto something and you go full for it. And yeah, I love that attitude. I really love that. And also the founders, the entrepreneurial background of it. I feel it's meant to be that I'm in this club. The way I got to know about through Nerys and that it was just starting. And then the first time I got like an interview, I was really like, oh, yeah, very serious approach. So yeah, really nice.
Absolutely. I mean, communication is so important, right? And so you don't realize it until you're in the setting and we're going through everything, which is amazing. Have you been to other clubs?
No, I should, I think, yeah, for the experience, indeed, yeah. But yeah, you have to spend more time on it for a better result. Yeah, I hope to do that more in the future, indeed. Yeah, but great that you're emceeing today. Really cool.
Thank you. Yes, it's great to try different roles. It's all part of the experience, and that, as you said, is the beauty of Toastmasters. You get to jump in and do things.
Yeah.
Before we start the other contest, I just want to thank everybody for showing up and being part of this contest. We have so many people on Zoom call right now and doing all the work, you know, being the judges, being the SAA, being, you know, the MC, right? All these guys are doing a great job. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Well said, Eddie.
Oh, we also have a guest from Macau. I met him at the face-to-face contest, Henry. So Henry, if you want to introduce yourself, you're welcome to do it.
Can I unmute myself?
Yes,
Nice.
please. We
We
hear
can
you.
spotlight Henry.
Hi. Hi, everyone. This is Henry from Macau Toastmaster Club. Yeah, I've been in this club for quite a long time, and very appreciate that Eddie reminded me to join as a guest in your contest. It's really professional. I can see, even though this is a new club, I can see the people are all professional and quality, and really show the enthusiasm and you know, the quality in this contest. Yeah, I enjoy the contest very much. Thank you for your invitation, Eddie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Appreciate all the comments. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. The MC is doing great.
Thank you. Okay, Devi Novianti, my Cleopatra story, Devi Novianti.
Thank you. Thank you. So I can see the timer now. Thank you very much, everyone. Good evening. I'm so happy to be here. Can I see a show of hands? Anyone that knows who's Cleopatra is? Yay! Okay, so this is my Cleopatra story. I have to tell you that I had a really, really long divorce proceeding. It took me about 2 years and 7 months. Therefore, when it's all come to the end, I feel so relieved. I thought I treated myself with a Cleopatra spa, body spa in a nearby spa close to my house. I was so excited. I long to these days because after 2 years and 7 months full of heartaches and tears, I finally free. So I booked my spa treatment. I went there, and then my spa therapist told me, your first treatment will be a milk bath. And I can see in the wooden bathtub a very creamy, yummy milk waiting for me. This wooden bathtub sit on the platform, a wooden platform, which is about knee high. And there is a hole near the wooden bath. And my therapist told me, be careful, please avoid that area. And I thought, like, of course I know all of this. And I also already imagined myself going to the bath and coming out like Cleopatra Queen. So I put my right feet on the platform, and I put the second feet on the platform, and then suddenly I hear bang, and I found my left leg inside the hole. I am shocked. I am numb. I am upset. I am in pain. And I look at my calf. I see a bruise as big as this slit. But the pain that I experience in my body, it does not compensate the pain that I have in my heart. I long for this day. I want to celebrate the first day of my new phase in my life. And I thought I will be happy. I will be having this wonderful experience. My therapist is very apologetic. She says, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I will put you in the bathtub with full of milk. And I was thinking, like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Shall I be upset or shall I continue with the treatment? But I decided, let me continue it anyway. So I went to the bathtub full of milks, wonderful. And at the end, I was going to pay for my treatment. And then this manager come out and apologetically said, I'm really sorry about this. This has never happened to us. And then she said something. She said, maybe the wooden platform does not strong enough to support your weight. And I was saying, what? It sent me out of the roof. I was size 10 with healthy body mass index. I was so angry. And I said to her, you know, I will go to see doctor now and to get checked. I didn't think this is because of my weight. The spa manager's really panicking. And then she said, oh, let me one of my staff go with you. And I said, okay, fine. So we went to see my doctor. And in the doctor, the therapist tried to take a picture of my wound without my consent, without asking my doctor. I was really upset. My doctor told her off. So then I went home. I was fuming. It's all bad things happen after another, on the day that's supposed to be a glorious day for me. I almost felt this is probably a bad omen. Maybe I should not divorce my ex-husband. I was really upset. I don't know what to do. And I'm just like walking, pacing around in my house. And then suddenly something dawned on me. I should not let this day end like this. I should change the end of my day. I should not be defeated. My day, this is not acceptable. So what I did is I went and get changed. I get changed and I went to an Element because my friends, Chris Polanco and Jordi, were playing Latin music in Element. And even though I walk like this, because I'll have to, you know, pretend that I'm smiling when I'm actually in pain, I managed to get myself there. And I sit in the corner of the pub near the door. And I listen to the music. And I smell all the beautiful perfumes swirling around. And the wind caressing my face. And the people laughing. And suddenly I felt my heart open and expanding. I didn't feel like Cleopatra, but I feel like I was on top of the world. I almost can say, bring it on, world, bring it on. You know, if someone's told me happiness is just a choice, I probably hit them on the face before. But after that incident, I realized our intentional choice can bring us happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster. Therefore, I would like to conclude my speech. What choices have you made to maintain your happiness? And what choices have you made to create a better world for all? Thank you very much.
Okay, so while they're doing that, while they're doing their preparation time, I'd like to ask the Zoom master to spotlight our test speaker again, please. Hi. There she is. Thank you for that amazing speech. Tell us about that. Is that based on a real story? Tell us about it.
It is a real story, unfortunately. Yeah, it is a real story.
That's amazing.
Well, it is amazing. Such a simple story can, yeah, you can actually create it. And thanks for Toastmaster, make me think on how to repackaging, remessaging my story to be something that more than just dining table conversations.
I like that. Tell us about your Toastmasters journey. What inspired you to join Toastmasters?
So I joined Toastmaster about maybe 2-3 months ago. I met Sheila Cancino from Mabuhay, and she encouraged me to join. And I thought like, okay, why not? Just like Eddy mentions, Eddy or Karuna, or even you, like, oh, you know, we get bored. We like to meet people and get to know people. And Toastmaster is amazing because they give you a very good feedback. Very genuine people really want you to improve. This is probably my sixth talk speech. Yeah, trying to be better every time.
You did an amazing job. And how did it come about that you agreed to be a test speaker? Like, how did that happen?
I met Michael. Michael is our chief judge as well at the Toastmaster evaluation contest and table topics contest. So yeah, and he invited me to be the demo speaker for today, and I'm really glad that I took it because then I met you all here.
Amazing. We were so happy to have you here. And what are your goals in your Toastmasters journey?
I haven't think about it like thoroughly, but I will continue this as far as I can go, so it can be a long life journey.
We do have people who are like legacy Toastmasters. I'm sure you'll meet some of them like 10, 20 years, and sometimes the whole family joins. So,
yes. Yeah.
Was there anything that was like a myth that you had busted in Toastmasters, you know, like an assumption that maybe you had to have a different perspective with Toastmasters?
Not really, but I always thought that the public speaking is easy until I joined Toastmasters. Like, it's not that easy as it looks, because then you have, but it's good. I learned a lot, and I'm really, really pleased that I joined. Yeah, I'm really grateful for Sheila and all my VP and in Mabuhay that keep pushing me to do things. Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true how you said that. Yeah, it seems like, okay, public speaking. What is your pathway? Have you chosen one?
I did mastery. So this is my level 2, and path 2. It's body language. I don't know how to call it. Yeah, it's about body language.
Very nice. And I guess everyone could see your amazing body language in your speech. That was really good.
Thank you. And every time I always get nervous, like, oh my God, I'm going to speak at Toastmaster. Every time. Still.
And you did an amazing job. I mean, for 3 months, that's like 7 speeches. That's amazing. Have you been to other clubs?
Not yet. I went to Salad Master because one of our Toastmaster members, also a member of Salad Master. I need to make a trip because I also heard about all the amazing speaker at the different Toastmaster. But the idea is for this year, just stick to one, and next year I will join another 1 or 2 Toastmasters so that I can learn from others as well.
Yeah, Founders is a good choice.
Sorry?
Founders is a good choice.
Yeah, I can see that. Amazing.
It is really nice to visit different clubs. It is really great. And that's a good thing about Toastmasters as well. So
Yeah.
Other than Toastmasters, share something about yourself.
About myself. Okay, so I'm Indonesian. I live in Hong Kong for 25 years. I love public speaking. I've been doing this through work. I work at the Equal Opportunities Commissions promoting racial equality in Hong Kong. So that's why I thought like, okay, I know the law, I can always wing it. So before I joined Toastmaster, I said, okay, I can do this and I can just wing it. Actually, I cannot wing it. Yeah, so I've been here for 25 years. So this is home for me. I love Hong Kong. And I love reading and And I mentioned about Eddie, like I've heard Eddie says like, oh, I read a lot of books. That's the best way of sharing what we've learned through public speaking. And I agree with that. I think it's a great way. When you learn something, you reshare it. So you remember it. Your brain will remember it better. So yeah, what else? I love dancing and yes, so anytime if you want to go to Latin music, then call me.
Hey, that's an invite for everyone.
Yes. Yeah. Love to. Yeah.
We like to see that body language in your props, maybe sometime in the speech.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Do you have any questions for me or for anyone in the audience? We've got 21 people here today, so feel free to ask us a question as well.
Let me ask, how many people do you have in the founder Toastmaster? And what is the longest? What is the youngest? I mean, newest?
Oh, we have 20 members. We're a very young club. We just have been chartered in June. The oldest member in the club is me.
Not the oldest. I mean, you have been here for 3 years since the inceptions.
No, the club is just less than half a year.
Ah.
It's a newly chartered club. In terms of Toastmasters age, I am the oldest. I'm the Toastmasters for 16 years now.
Oh, wow.
And, the youngest are all the new members, the charter members. So they are Toastmasters for 6 months.
That's wonderful. And you had so many people already joining the competitions.
Yes, of course. Contest is the best way to learn.
Very nice. So what is your highest moment of being Toastmaster member? Since you are 16 years as part of Toastmaster.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think, they finished the prep.
Wonderful.
So you can bring the first contestant in.
Wonderful.
Yes.
A big thank you to our test speaker, Devi Novianti. Thank you so much. And let us thank Karuna Karan.
Listening to the music, the perfume. Devi, you took me to Elements, to that bar. I was sitting there with you, listening to the Latin music. What I liked about you, you've got a good presence. You've got a good stage presence. And you use words very effectively. You talk about the pain, the shock, the numb. You make us visualize the pain. Like you slipped and fell, that was a story, but we could actually feel that pain with you. The way you use words is very good. I liked it a lot. And you use a lot of gestures and your vocal. You have different vocal capability. So I really liked your speech. You came across very clearly. You told us a story and you gave us an action item. What choices have you made to create happiness? So you gave us something to take away as a homework for us viewers. So it was very good. It's a very impactful speech. Only one area I would suggest is, you talked about your pain and then you went to the hospital, to the doctor, and then, the person there took a photograph. It sounded a little bit, more than required information. You could have cut that a bit. That's the only thing I found, you could have done better on the speech. Overall, I think it was great. So I loved your speech. I was there. I could listen to the Latin music. So I would love to learn from you. Thank you.
Eddy Wong, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Eddy Wong.
Devi, your story was awesome. Your journey to be Cleopatra. So you have great interaction, such a good, exciting story. Very funny also about hurting your legs. Your facial interaction with the guests and with all the participants of this contest was great. You were interacting with us. You were looking at us. Good usage of the screen. You were moving from left to right. And I was following you, but sometimes it was so much movement, it was very hard for me to follow where you are. So you were moving around quite a bit, but it was good movement. You had a great conclusion to tell us about your whole journey to be Cleopatra and your divorce, right? And how you turned into such a great experience out of that, right? But you did get hurt. So, but looking at us, one thing that I would like to say that you could improve on is that you were looking at off screen quite a bit. It looks like you were looking for something. I don't know, you were looking for something or you were looking at something, but you were looking like it was distracted. So, you know, all the movement and looking at the screen, it felt a little distracted to me. But other than that, the whole speech was great. It was funny. It was provided us a good entertainment, and it was a very good, impactful speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Bharat Nangia. Bharat Nangia.
Bring it on. It's still in my mind. The cheer our demo speaker Devi brought to the room. And where did it take us? To the spa. Let me tell you, this spa has something for her. The spa acronym S, a powerful story, starts with the struggle for 2 years and 7 months. Takes her down. Finally, she is divorced. And then she's looking to go to this spa. And there we find this conflict again. One conflict, two conflict. And then there she can find the challenge. So very well lit story, very well lit story. Going on to the P of her spa. The story was passionately relayed and delivered to us. We could see her heart in the story, with the actions, with the voice. At some times she was almost inaudible. Her actions on the wood plate, I remember clearly. Going forward, she had a clear action for us. This world will put us down. We need to stay strong. Happiness is our state of mind. Well, I'm sure the audience has been mesmerized from the word go when she said, bring it on. Now, how to take this beautiful speech to the next level? I will again use the spa. On your story, because you have a powerful story and you use 3 stories in between. Maybe at the start, maybe at the end, we could give a clear transition and break between the 3. Passion, again, sometimes too much passion will take the attention away. Slow down. And the guests also need to be mindful for that. And on top, the action. Give us a quote. The joy is in giving, which you already did by sharing your story. So Devi, I'm looking forward to your next speech. You did exceptionally well on the story with passion and gave an action point. I challenge you to take some broths, be mindful of your passion, and give us a quote at the end. Back to you, Toastmaster.
And while we are waiting for the results, may I invite all the contestants to turn on your camera now for our interview session, please. And Zoom Master, can we please spotlight our 3 contestants? There you are. Hello. Waiting for Eddy Wong and Karuna. Hi. Welcome back.
Yeah.
So how did you find your very first evaluation contest?
Yeah, pretty good.
I think Bharat done great.
And Devi was a good speech. I liked her speech. I learned from her speech. The way she uses the words. It was very powerful. She really got us into that spa with that milk in the hole, and we felt her pain, and we were there in Element drinking with her and listening to the Latin music. Yeah. It was nice. It was nice. Devi did a beautiful talk.
Very graphic.
Yeah, very graphics. Yeah.
How did you find, how did you prepare for this contest?
No, I've done one evaluation. We are a new club. We are like, I just did one evaluation a couple of weeks ago, so kind of have an idea. But I've seen others evaluate. So some of our seniors have like Manju, Cohen, Ajay, Bharat. When they do evaluation, you kind of learn some things from them, and then they do in our Toastmasters club. They have some workshops on how to evaluate, and they get some speakers, and something's stuck. So I was prepared for it. That's it. Yeah, I think that's all. I didn't really prepare for it. It's just whatever I picked.
That sounds like enough preparation there. So that's really good that you had some value from everything leading up.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And other than Toastmasters, tell us a little bit more about yourself, because obviously we've interviewed you before. Tell us something else about yourself.
Eddy.
Oh, I'm in Macau. I'm stuck here. I'm currently stuck in Macau and not in Hong Kong. And if I were in Hong Kong, I think I would have had a little bit more time to prepare. My kids kind of take over all the time. So, and then I'm working from home. So with those two is taking away all the time.
Amazing. But you still managed to turn up here. That's a really makes it even more powerful that you've been able to show up in the way you have, Eddy. We can all relate to that.
I locked myself in their room.
I see. All right. Well, we're so happy to have you here and for you participating through everything. It's a real Toastmaster spirit.
And Anissa, do you work somewhere, or are you still at home with the kids?
Oh, you're talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Anissa.
Oh,
you can all answer. It's okay. I guess I'm in the same boat as Eddy. I am working from home, and we just moved back to Hong Kong a few months ago. So we were waiting to have our helper come over. And with the Hong Kong borders, our helper was approved to come over in January, and she only came over in November. So I've been fully focused at home, same as Eddy, and trying to lock myself in the room, which kids are like jailbreak. If you want to learn about breaking out of jail, ask your kids. They'll find you anywhere in the house. So I've been balancing work and the kids, same as you guys, yeah. And what do you do, Karuna? So tell us about, the life outside, how you manage that as well, Toastmasters.
Oh, okay. My boys are big. So the eldest is 18 and the younger is 15. And I have my own business in Hong Kong. So I started in 2001. And so it's grown pretty well. And we have an office in Kuntong. We have an office in Chennai in India. And we have a kind of a office in China also. And the business has been doing good, especially the last 2 years. Business has been doing really good. So, we're happy with that. Grateful that it's been good. And I just joined Toastmaster because, I was just totally bored. I couldn't travel. I was traveling every 2 months, and it's a very warm club. All of them are really. I think even your Tung Chung club is a very warm club, right? People are very warm, and it's interesting thing, Yeah. So and we have a center. I have a non-profit organization, so we have a center in Nautokok, which we are using for Toastmasters. And yeah, so that's
Very nice. So sorry, your center is in Hong Kong?
Is in Naoto Kok, which is one station away from Kuntong. My office is in Kuntong, so we have a yeah. So I have a nonprofit which runs a center, which is the meditation center. So we have some spare time and we do Toastmasters there.
It's amazing. I love this. Multi-talented. I love it. And it's always handy to have a center to meet. Yes. And Bharat, do you want to share something, anything about yourself?
My life is open book. I've already shared everything.
Is there something that we don't know about you? Surprise us.
You want to be surprised?
Yes.
I listen to music sometimes.
What kind of music?
My favorite is from my college days, Bonnie M, ABBA, Michael, and Lionel Richie was my favorite. All Night Long, that song I remember here.
This really goes to show how old you are.
Yeah.
I love it.
99 Red Balloons Go By Nena. So all those old songs I'm very, very fond of. Similarly, Indian songs.
Mm-hmm.
So lately I have been away from music, but so that is, I think nobody has seen me with.
No, because we always see you busy, and I live in the same building as Bharat, by the way. So I know he's the guy that's like always multitasking. So even if I see him at the pool, he's always doing some kind of work or Toastmasters related something. So no, I've never seen you bouncing around in your music, but at least I know if we need to have a disco in Tung Chun, we're going to invite everyone and play some old tunes and relax.
By the way, I got a member on the swimming pool the other day. Sandeep is our new member in Tung Chung, which I got on a swimming pool.
There you go. Welcome, Sandeep. Okay. And how did you find, I mean, how many contests have you been to now or participated in?
Myself? This is my second contest, but in between I was the area director, so I couldn't contest. And I was judge and chief judge, contest chair, many contests in the last year. So, and off and on, I have been invited to Singapore, India for being a role taker and I have always actively taken roles.
You have. And I think what's quite unique about you is the amount of roles that you've taken in the amount of time you've been with Toastmasters. Can you share, how long you've been with Toastmasters and all the roles you've done?
Oh, I have done a workshop. That was the first workshop on hybrid, which I did for a division in India. That was around March 2020. And for all the roles, grammarian, timer, Zoom master, speaker, evaluator, all roles done, but the most, and also on club level, I have been an area director, the VPM, the president, the vice president education now, club coach, club sponsor. So all this has been done, but the most challenging role was getting Zoom meetings done on hybrid. And Michael and Rohan here both have been very helpful. Jim was very helpful for that. And we were one of the first clubs to have our hybrid meeting. If everyone remembers the 28th June 2020, which was the first hybrid meeting for our club annual day. And that was the best role, I think. The organizing of that meeting was the best thing I ever did. Although we did BBQ event together, you and me, and that was also good. But I think top would be the meeting at Curry Lounge, which is the annual day meeting.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. I mean, you've done so many. Again, we had one at the pool with a barbecue. I think it was the first time ever with about 50 people and guests. And then you had the India Club and Curry Lounge. So you really push the boundaries, which is amazing.
Yep. I remember the BBQ, the poolside, we had rain, and in Toastmaster spirit, we carried on, and Joy was giving a workshop on storytelling, and amazing the dedication of each and every Toastmasters on that meeting. Michael was the VPM that time, and he was running crazy with the attendance, and his paper were all wet. I remember that.
That was definitely one to remember. That's right. And the speakers kept going, even though the rain was beating down on us. That was amazing. And you mentioned quotes. So can everyone share their favorite quote? First one that comes to mind.
To me, it comes love in black. It has been my profile for 40 years. Later, it was changed to aspire to inspire.
Love in black. Is that what you said? Love in black?
Yes, love in black.
What does that mean?
Oh, even in the darkness, if the love is there, it will stick.
Amazing. How about yours, Eddy?
Hold on a second. Can't think of one right now. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Karuna.
You said phrases. It took me back to my childhood. So I studied in this school in India for my kindergarten and primary 1 and 2. So it was run by the Ramakrishna Mutt, and there were these monks running this school. It's a lovely school, small school, and they spoke about Gandhiji and Satyameva Jayate. Truth always triumphs, and that somehow stuck in me. For a long time I couldn't tell a lie easily. It would trick me, and it stayed with me for a long time. When you talked about phrase, it just came up. That's the first thing I thought about from there. It's an old story.
Amazing. Obviously, it means something to you that popped up. That's amazing.
Yep.
Do you have any questions? Anyone in the audience want to ask our
Mine is not people. My internet is not very stable. I don't know why. So
we can hear you. We can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, you asked some question. Was it to me or?
Yeah, I just opened up the questions to the audience, or you guys have a question as well.
Oh, okay.
Please go ahead. Great. Bharat Nangia, what is the most torturous moment that you love? What is the most torturous moment that you love? Bharat Nangia.
My life, my journey has been very challenging. I was born to a learning disabled father. And as the life progressed, there were multiple challenges I had to take care of. I was supposed to be a parent for my father. Imagine a 15-year-old boy is given responsibility. Going ahead slowly and slowly, understanding his needs, understanding how he can be a valuable member of the society. The beauty came when I was struggling and went to a counselor. Hey, counselor, why I have to be this one? And the counselor calmly replied, Bharat, it's your destiny you cannot change. One thing you can change is yourself. And you can love that because you got this challenge and you also got the strength to handle it. Another thing, you talk about your challenges. Come with me. I show you people who cannot eat with their hands. Think about those parents. This piece of advice was something which during my challenging time, this was the best piece of advice which I will take care of it forward with me. They say, in life, it is the meaning of life you have to find. What is your gift? And the purpose of the life is to give back that gift. Back to you, Anisa, Toastmaster.
Karuna Karan, what is the most torturous moment that you love? What is the most torturous moment that you love? Karuna Karan.
What is the most torturous moment that you love? In life, change happens only when you face challenges. And when we say face challenges, these are hard questions in your life that you have to face. This could be bad habits, would be one thing, or even certain negative emotions that you have, which could be from your childhood that you have, that you're unable to, an animosity with your sibling or with your parents or with a loved one. These are hard challenges that you face, and you have to face them. These are torturous. It's only when you face them, you come through it and you can succeed. You can overcome that challenge. So, in a relationship, when you have a bad relationship, facing it and not trying to escape it through addictions is what is important. But when you face it, it is torturous. So, for example, if you had a wife or a spouse who's nagging, you have to face that person. You can't run away to your friends or to a Toastmaster club and keep talking. You have to go back to that wife and listen, understand where she's coming from. What is that which is paining her? And why is that she's nagging you? If you can't sit quietly and listen, go through the torture, there is no solution. And it is only when you go through the torture, you will see the gain in it. So I would like to leave it at that for all of you to think about it. Thank you.
Eddy Wong, what is the most torturous moment that you love? What is the most torturous moment that you love? Eddy Wong.
The most torturous moment that I love is hanging out with my wife. My wife will always yell at me about things that I need to do. She's always on top of me, but I do love her, right? And she is the mother of my child. So I have to love her because she's the best. She take care of them, and I love her for that. But it is torturous because she's always yelling. She's always on top of me and giving me task after task. And I cannot stop doing them. My whole entire time in Macau, I got task after task after task, nonstop tasks. But she is so lovely. We go out to lunch and we go out to anywhere that we could in Macau, and we enjoy our time. But it is torturous. Thank you.
While we are waiting for the results, may I invite all our contestants back to the main stage. Zoom Master, please spotlight our contestants of our interview session. Hi, Eddy. Great. Welcome back. My goodness, a massive thank you to you all. What a phenomenal job you've all done with the marathon contest. Please share your thoughts after this incredible evening. Thank you, Henry. Nice to meet you too.
See you, Henry.
Share your thoughts.
Who wants to start?
Bharat, I can see his mind is like, okay, this evening's almost over.
And he said, is Choy going to join us?
It's the table topics contestants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we all spoke on the same topic.
What did you guys think of the topic?
The thoughts in my mind were, how can I make my mind change from the same line of thinking all the time? I am too serious. I need to have some humor in my life.
What? I didn't hear you guys. You guys talked about your wife also?
I gotta be honest. I gave an example of a nagging wife. Sorry. My example was a nagging wife. Not
your
my
wife is sitting right next to you. Karuna, your wife was sitting right next to you.
Yeah, she's right outside.
So Karuna is quite daring, that means.
Yes.
Oh, that's very funny. So you guys ended up, I mean, the topic was the most torturous moment that you love. And yes, we had the wife featured a few times there.
Actually, the word of the day should not have once it was pinned, it should not have been moved. That disrupted a little bit.
Okay.
Either don't show, or if show, keep it up till because when you are speaking in between it goes, then that is a problem.
But in the live contest environment, it's usually behind you, right? And then you would seat and then continue. But yeah, that's interesting feedback. And yeah, it's almost the end of the evening. You guys have done 3.
I was struggling with the pronunciation of the word. So.
Which word?
The torturous. Still
torturous.
Torturous.
Right. Interesting.
Torturous.
But you all did an amazing job. I mean, table topics is always the fun part, and a lot of people come just for table topics. I've seen that happen. They just want to do table topics, nothing else. It is.
I remember my first table topic master role. Anisa gave me so many tips I was so nervous what to do, what not to do. And now I can find topics just like that.
Yes, finding the topic.
Now, who selected this topic?
Contest, no, not me. Contest chair might have some insight there. I don't know, actually.
Oh, okay. Cohen, who selected the topic? It's you? Okay.
I think somebody tried to set us up.
So Cohen, if you selected the topic now can you speak on this topic for 2 minutes?
The timing starts now.
My whole point, if you notice, I put a twist, 2 completely different words in feeding, and I meant it to be a humorous topic.
There you go. There you go. And you.
Not for me. Humorous is not for me.
But it's amazing that you self-evaluated yourself, right? How cool was that? That you picked up that's what you wanted to do, and that was the intention of the topic. I mean, this is Toastmasters in action, see?
Yeah, it's a conflict. It's something you love, but it's something that's torturing you. So you are being pulled into the different directions.
Yes, hence the contrast.
Yeah, excellent.
Huge contrast.
Absolutely. And yes, Carmen, that's true. I was kind of thinking the same. the contest or the Toastmasters journey. True.
If it would have been a Hindi contest, I would have a song for it. There is a song which says, there's a fire in my house and I'm singing a song. A lovely song. There's a saying in Hindi.
Mm-hmm. That's symbolic of that topic as well. You're right. There's a song and there's a fire and I'm still loving it. It was a very interesting topic. And actually, we don't see the topic until that moment that you came on is the first time that we see the topic. So it is very exciting, table topics.